New deadline for delayed $4.4 billion Portmore Resilience Park. The government has established a new completion target for the delayed $4.4 billion Portmore Resilience Park after missing its original September 2025 deadline. According to information Jamaica submitted to the United States Securities and Exchange Commission, construction is now expected to be completed between October and December 2026. The government attributed the delay to several challenges, but did not identify them or disclose the project's current level of physical completion. Approximately $2.6 billion, or 59% of the project's budget, has already been spent. However, expenditure does not necessarily indicate how much construction has been completed. No increase in the overall $4.4 billion cost has been announced. The 26-acre development in Portmore Town Centre is expected to include an 18-acre public park, a 700-meter jogging track, sports courts, an indoor events complex, an outdoor gym, commercial facilities, and a children's centre. Entry is expected to be free, while rental and commercial income would contribute to the park's maintenance. The development is also being promoted as Jamaica's first smart park, incorporating solar power, rainwater harvesting, stormwater detention basins, and environmental monitoring technology. The revised deadline will likely renew questions about why the project fell behind schedule, whether it can now be completed within budget, and when residents will finally be allowed to use the facility. Police have charged a 32-year-old Manchester man in connection with the shooting deaths of two young people along Caledonian Road in Mandeville. Ramalio Miles of Bonneview Terrace in Melrose Mews has been charged with 2 counts of murder, 4 counts of shooting with intent, possession of a prohibited weapon, unauthorized possession of ammunition, and using a prohibited weapon to commit a felony. The victims were 24-year-old nursing student Denikia Ponal of Arties and 21-year-old delivery man Sadifa Henry of Greenvale. Police allege that the three were traveling in a taxi on July 18 when Miles requested to leave the vehicle. Gunshots were reportedly heard shortly afterwards, and Ponal and Henry were found suffering from gunshot wounds. Both were later pronounced dead. Miles was reportedly identified during an identification parade on July 25th. Manchester police say they have declared 21 of the parish's 23 reported murders since the beginning of the year. At least 60 people remain in 8 emergency shelters across Westmoreland, 9 months after Hurricane Melissa devastated sections of western Jamaica. Savannah Lamar Mayor Danry Delancey says the active shelters are concentrated mainly in central and eastern Westmoreland. He also estimates that as many as 40% of homes in eastern sections of the parish may still be without permanent roofs. The mayor raised concerns about the speed of housing assistance and the proposed use of containerized homes for people sheltering at Petersfield High School. He said the municipal corporation requested clarification about sewage disposal, planning approval, and the illegal use of the selected land. Melissa reportedly caused an estimated $12.2 billion in damage across Jamaica and left 45 people dead. With the 2026 hurricane season already underway, the continuing presence of families in shelters is raising urgent questions about the pace of reconstruction and the vulnerability of residents to another major weather event.
As soon as possible.
2 police officers and a businessman were injured in a collision involving a marked police vehicle and a rollback truck on the Cumberland Main Road in Highgate, St. Mary. Police say the officers were responding to a reported hit-and-run incident in the Junction area when they attempted to intercept a truck matching the description provided by the complainant. Investigators allege that the truck driver lost control after encountering a police vehicle with its emergency lights and sirens activated. The truck reportedly collided with the police unit before crashing into a concrete wall. The officers sustained minor injuries and were treated at Anota Bay Hospital. The driver, identified as 50-year-old businessman Evan Garden, was also treated and released. He has been charged with several offenses, including dangerous driving, operating an unlicensed and uninsured vehicle, driving without a valid fitness certificate, and refusing to provide a breath sample. The case remains before the authorities. 9 in 10 Jamaicans support tighter social media controls for children. A new national survey suggests overwhelming public support for stronger government regulation of children's access to social media. According to the findings reported by Radio Jamaica, 9 out of every 10 Jamaican adults surveyed believe the government should regulate minors' use of social media platforms. The result reflects growing concern about children's exposure to harmful content, cyberbullying, online exploitation, and excessive screen time. The findings are likely to intensify the national discussion about whether Jamaica should introduce age restrictions, compulsory parental consent, or stronger identity and age verification systems for platforms used by children. However, any new system would have to balance child protection with privacy, freedom of expression, and practical enforcement. Questions would also arise about who should carry the primary responsibility. Is it parents, schools, technology companies, or the government? No specific restriction has been announced as a direct result of the survey. The finding instead provides evidence of strong public support for policymakers to examine the issue more closely. Subscribe today, turn on notifications, and never miss the stories that matter most. Jamaica News Now, your Highlands, your news, right now.